Ever feel like you keep ending up in relationships that just suck the energy right out of you? HSPs can be magnets for narcissists. But why? And more importantly, how do you even break free? In this video, we'll explore the connection between HSPs and narcissists, and we'll answer your questions. Do HSPs attract narcissists? Are we more susceptible to their charms? And how do we stop the cycle? How do we break free? If you've been stuck in a narcissistic relationship or just want to understand these patterns, then this video is for you. Buckle up, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, I'm Ginger Reddy, and I am your HSP bestie and coach. And welcome to the Thriving Sensitive. This is a channel where we learn to embrace our sensitivities as a gift, because they are. We'll dive deep into mindset shifts, holistic healing practices, spirituality, and all things woo. Before we jump in, if you're wondering, am I an HSP? Am I a highly sensitive person? I've got you covered. I've got 3 other videos where I have done a very deep dive into what it means to be a highly sensitive person. So I highly suggest to check those out, and I will drop those links below. I also have a really handy checklist that you can download, see if you resonate with any of the HSP traits, and I'll drop that link below as well. Okay, so let's get into today's topic. Do HSPs attract narcissists? Let me tell you something. Energy vampires, they are real. I know because I've been in 2 narcissistic relationships that have lasted in total for 13 years combined. So I'm not just coming to you with like facts and information. I'm coming to you with experience in this. And I want to start off with just busting a myth that HSPs don't just inherently attract narcissists. It's not like, oh, you're an HSP, so you must be in a relationship with a narcissist. No, it's more about how narcissists actually target those very qualities that make an HSP so special. Narcissists learn to act like a chameleon. They can mask their true selves and charm their way out of anything. If you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, you know that. They often don't even realize what they're doing. It's quite literally all subconscious. They can only see their way. They have no ability to see outside of their perspective. And this is the reason why logic, it's just hard to reason with them. Logic just doesn't stick. On top of that, oh, you know this, they love bomb the hell out of you. So they love bomb their significant other with affection to build them up and make them feel amazing. So you get these really big highs and these really big lows. And it feels like a freaking roller coaster, just up and down. And you get hooked to that because you get hooked to the really big highs and you feel so good in those highs. And it's almost like they become your drug. And that is how I've always explained it. They became like my drug for me. I got hooked on the highs, but then the lows were so low and it feels like there's just no stable ground. Anyone can get sucked in. But HSPs do have some specific traits that just make us more susceptible. So let's talk about those traits. High empathy, poor boundaries, people pleasing, desire to fix, help, and save others, conflict avoidance, and low self-esteem. So let's dive into these. Let me tell you a story. My ex was a master at love bombing. He would constantly tell me things like, we're so lucky to have each other, we're soulmates, and go on and on and on, give me that high, and shower me with all this affection where I felt so super special. But then it would be like right after he would hit me with something with like, honestly, you're really hard to love. I don't even know why I love you. So it'd be these really big highs and these really low lows. And it was very confusing. And I constantly felt like I was just walking on eggshells. This plays in a key trait of HSPs, our high empathy. As an HSP, we just have this incredible ability to see the good in people, even when they might not deserve it. So we're also very nurturing and supportive, and it makes us great emotional support and listeners, and people can depend on us. And this, for a narcissist, they feed off of this because they have fragile egos. They need their ego stroked, and you need to make sure that they are the 100% center of your attention. They crave that attention. And you give it to them as an HSP because we see the good in them. We continue to give them all of these great qualities because they give us that high and we see the good. They shower you with the affection, the compliments, and then they mirror your emotions so you feel like, oh my God, like this is my soulmate connection. And I know this from experience. My ex would compliment, and then turn it into criticism, dismissal of my feelings, emotional manipulation, gaslighting, ignore me for weeks where I didn't exist in a house that we lived together. He made me question my sanity because we are so caring, because we are so giving, and because we want to see the good in people, we continue that relationship. Our empathy is a magnet for narcissists because it's exactly what they need. They need a person to coddle them like that. And they crave that constant validation. And we continue to give it, leaving us confused and drained. Yet we see the good. So the point is, our empathy makes us extremely vulnerable to narcissists. So why do HSPs stay when others would see the red flag and run? They would get out of the relationship. Well, it comes down to boundaries. Boundaries for HSPs can feel downright scary. Why? Because we are afraid to hurt people. We don't want to hurt that other person. Even though that other person may be hurting us, we don't want to hurt them. We're also just natural born people pleasers, and we often put others' needs in front of our own. That is exactly what a narcissist needs because they want to be the center of attention. As an HSP in a narcissistic relationship, you are putting all of your attention on this narcissist and not setting boundaries. And that is the reason why a lot of times HSPs stay in those relationships because they're afraid to set the boundary. They're afraid to hurt that other person and making sure that the narcissist's needs are taken care of before their own. This leads us to people pleasing. They're like emotional sponges, soaking up the energy and feelings of people around them. This often leads to putting others' needs in front of their own. We have a strong desire to make everyone happy, oftentimes to a fault. And narcissists are like a black hole for attention. You can give and give and give, and it doesn't matter. It's never enough. And then they exploit this desire to keep themselves happy. People pleasing stems from the fear of disapproval, of letting someone down. Maybe as a child, your big emotions were shut down, so you learned to be good and being helpful and sacrificing your emotions, which leads into adulthood where you say yes to everything and you're afraid of rejection. So it creates a perfect storm for a narcissist because they dangle this carrot in front of an HSP seeking that approval and affection. And we try harder and harder and harder to win that affection and to win that approval. So it's a trap fueled by empathy and fear of rejection. And we just stay reaching for that carrot. HSPs all want to help people. We want them to feel better. It's the light worker in us. Narcissists know this and they exploit it perfectly. They play the victim and continuously draw us in. We also tend to believe in the good in people and their potential for change. And we might think with enough love and support that they can transform their life. This keeps us invested in the relationship, giving and giving, even when things are tough. We feel the responsibility to fix them, to be their savior. I get this. I did the same thing. I thought I could actually change my ex. But here's the harsh truth. You can't help someone who doesn't want to be helped. So we can say, if I just do X, Y, and Z, then everything will be okay and they will love me more. But it's a cycle that never ends. So remember, a narcissist's love is conditional. And it's never enough to fill the void that they create. Let's talk about conflict avoidance. HSPs crave peace and harmony. Conflict feels exhausting and draining. So we may go to great lengths to avoid conflict. This is a problem with a narcissist because they thrive off of drama. So when issues arise and an HSP bends over backwards to appease the narcissist, essentially they're sacrificing their own needs to keep the peace. Narcissists are also master manipulators. They punish you. They may punish you with silent treatment. My ex used to do that. He would ignore me and completely shut me out for weeks. And we lived in the same house. This is designed to just make you feel awful, kind of make you feel a little crazy and desperate for their approval and their attention. So for an HSP who wants to avoid conflict, it's terrifying and you're going to give in. So the problem is ignoring these type of issues in a relationship never makes them disappear. So you may be giving in and just letting it go, but in fact with a narcissist, ignoring this type of stuff just makes it worse. We might even deny that the tension exists, and it creates this facade of peace. This peace is just an illusion. Low self-esteem. Not all HSPs have low self-esteem, but for some, it can play a role. And here's why. Sometimes our self-worth gets entangled up in needing approval from others. And this makes us very vulnerable to a narcissist charm. They're masters at flattery. They're masters at complimenting. And they can exploit any doubts that we have about ourselves. When your self-worth is tied up on external validation, and narcissist approval can feel intoxicating. They're experts at playing this game, dangling affection again with that carrot on a stick. And the more you try to win their love, the deeper you get entangled in that relationship. Those are the 6 traits that make HSP susceptible to attracting narcissists. Gaining awareness of HSP traits and also narcissistic behavior is crucial so you can spot the red flags. And trust your intuition. If something is off, it probably is. You can also learn to set boundaries. Learn to say no. Do the healing work. Know your worth. Know that you're amazing and worthy of love. Remember this. You are strong. You are capable. And you are deserving of healthy love. Thank you for joining me today. If you are struggling in a narcissistic relationship, know that you are not alone and that there is hope and that there is help out there. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It encourages me to keep going. And if you are enjoying this channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. New videos drop every Thursday. I am sending y'all so much light, love, and beautiful energy. And remember, your sensitivity is your superpower, and you are worthy of love.